All right, so we're going to take you through some of the dailies here this morning. I will start with Vanguard newspaper today. Higher prices loom as businesses rely more on loans to survive. Borrowing from banks rises 52%, 1.8 trillion naira. Interest payment rises 332.3% to 589.62 billion naira. And you see at the bottom strip here, Edo Goba, Benin Chief, Ikimi, Senators, NLC Chairman, emerge PDP delegates, LP aspirants form alliance to secure ticket. So quite a number of things going on there. And that is Vanguard at the moment.
Well, taking a look at the front page of the Abuja Inquirer this morning, they have this lead headline as hardship deepens, fears over protests in Abuja. You also see right there, school attendance drops. It's one of the lead stories on the front page of the Abuja Inquirer.
Well, the front page of the Nigerian Observer this morning has a picture. I'm not sure whether to celebrate it or to ignore it. But let me go to the main story of the front page of the Nigerian Observer this morning. Investor confidence soars as businesses count gains of Edo GIS. That's the lead story of the Nigerian Observer. There's a picture there that you may be interested in. Chamberlain.
Next, hardship, protest over high cost of living turned the heat on Tinubu as pressure mounts on him to fulfill campaign promises. Ex-APC chair, president's response to Nigerians' challenges weak. Oh, okay. I'll need 5 months' salary to watch AFCON live. Law prof laments. New Telegraph.
Well, take a look at leadership this morning, and they have this on the front page. Abandoned vehicles litter seaports over high tariffs. Importers suffocate as clearance costs soar. To clear average model Toyota Corolla cost 3.4 million naira. US to lift entry ban on vessels from Nigerian ports. So that is also right there on the front page for you. You also have a number of other stories, some of which we'll come to much later in the paper review. That's it for the leadership newspapers.
The Guardian newspaper is drawing our attention to something a little troubling. Exiting oil firms pollute Niger Delta with 36.1 million liters of crude in 8 years. That's the lead story of the Guardian newspaper this morning. The story is on page 6, and you'll find some infographics right there on the front page, and the years and the number of liters of barrels that were spread on the Niger Delta over the past 8 years. Wow. That's the lead story of the Guardian newspaper today.
As federal workers in 90 MDAs yet to get January salary. So probably they need to focus on that and see. That's Daily Trust today.
And I'm taking a look at Daily Independent. Now they have this for you. Paying remittances in Naira will worsen FX crisis. That's according to experts. And you also see at the bottom there, we're determined to achieve food sufficiency for Nigeria, attributed to the president. We'll leave it there for Daily Independent.
Blueprint newspaper today has something, I would say, interesting. Adegboye, Ubasani, what do they say? Nigeria needs urgent spiritual help. We'll get it right. What does that mean? Beg citizens to give our leaders a chance. Well, find the details. Okay, that's Adegboye, not Adegboye, according to that headline. But find the details on the inside, continues on the inside pages of the paper.
Look at this Nigeria. Insecurity. National Assembly working on legal framework to create state police. Senate leader says it will help in combating the activities of bandits, kidnappers, and terrorists. That's a big one on the front page there today.
And Nigerian News Direct has this: amid hardship, IMF urges federal government to completely halt payment of fuel, electricity subsidies. That is right there on the front page. Are they looking for trouble?
I don't understand.
What sort of trouble are you looking for, IMF? Well, you find details on page 10 of the paper, Nigerian News Direct. Let's leave it there for the paper.
Well, my attention this morning, guys, is drawn to the Daily Trust newspaper today. Federal workers and 90 MDAs yet to get January salaries. Hey, what's today's date again? February 14 is Wednesday, and that's Valentine's Day. Can we show some love before then? 90 MDAs, federal workers and 90 MDAs yet to get January salaries. That's very, very concerning, because a number of people would say that's like an open door for all kinds of corrupt practices, because, as we say, neighbor abhors vacuum. So if people don't get their pays as and when due, aren't we asking for something more, particularly when high cost of living is right there in our faces and they have to commute to the office and back every day? I don't know. Well, who should be doing this? Which MDAs are these? You may want to find the story on page 6, but this is definitely concerning, guys. That's my take from the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper.
Well, the front page of this Nigeria sticks out. Nothing new here to almost everybody in the country, but the only thing is people don't want them to play politics yet again with this one, because we know that the last time the bill came before the assembly, it fell through. They said, oh, we didn't know that was what it was going to be about. We'll reconsider it. We didn't. And then the governors, both up north and down south, eventually agreed, saying, okay, well, yes, you can, but states that cannot afford it, well, they have to find a way. But for those who can afford it, should be allowed to go ahead with it. If they say that others can't afford it, shouldn't stop every other person from doing so. It doesn't mean if one or two people are not, or states are not able to go about it, every other person should not. Because, I mean, at the moment, what they're saying now is that they're considering a legal framework, so it will help gathering of local intelligence about activities of bandits, kidnappers, terrorists, etc. Intelligence component has always been a major missing link, and now that we're facing this kind of challenge, they think the only way, at least one of the ways forward, is reorganization of the security architecture, which may start from policing. So if you have multi-layer policing in the country, might just begin to address some of the key issues. For all the fears that we have, at least let the country debate it. Let all the arguments come forward, let them table them, let the country see the merits and the demerits, and then, because some people think that there's no solution, let everybody talk about it. That's why it's a democracy. Ideas have to contend, and the superior ones should have the day, and not because of one fear or the other. Everything, we just keep policing the country from the center. Several people have said, look, we can't move any further. We'll just be dancing around in circles and we'll never get anywhere. So I think it's about time.
It is indeed about time. One of the things you also cannot miss on the front page of the dailies this morning is the fact that, there's a continuing mourning of the passing of the CEO of Axis Bank. That is also right there on the front page of the dailies. Take a look at the Abuja Inquirer. It's right there. You also see the front page of Leadership newspaper. It also has it. Access Holdings, how Wigwe's successor will emerge. On the front page of Abuja Inquirer, you have Saying Goodbye to Herbert Wigwe by Alex Oti. That's the governor of Abia State. You also see that on a number of other dailies. Rain, wintry weather caused the crash. So people are still trying to figure out precisely what happened. The NTSB, or the United States, like our own AIB now, have already come out to say that they're going to be investigating the immediate cause of the crash. They'll know that maybe in about 6 weeks to 3 months. But the detailed cause of the crash is going to take an investigation which will be about 12 to 24 months. So we'll be looking to see, just what happens. But in the meantime, there is a void and that void needs to be filled. And I think that, you know, people are still sending out their condolence messages. That is right there on the front pages of the dailies this morning. Our hearts to the family of the Wigwes and all those who were involved in that crash. We also understand that Mr. Bolu Ogumbanjo was also in that particular crash as well. So our condolences to the entire Access Holding family and also the country at large, because when you lose a titan like this, it is also the country's loss as well. We'll leave it there for the review of the dailies this morning, Kimberly.
Yeah, so that ends it with the look at some of the dailies here today.